us the strength and ability to do it.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
For if we sin willfully after we've received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins. In other words, the sacrifice Christ provided for us no longer remains on our lives, but a certain, say certain, fearful looking for us of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. You see, we start out with Christ, and then we choose to get into sin. I choose to go back my old ways of sin. Suddenly, boom, we're separated from Christ. I had a lady call me up. She got into an adulterous relationship. And she was living for God. She got into an adulterous relationship. And she called me up. She said, Pastor, I just feel like God left me. I said, girl, God didn't leave you. You left God. When we choose to walk into sin, we choose to walk away from Christ. We have that choice. God He never makes us live for Him. Now, He wants us to. He's there for us.
Amen.
He pulls on us to try to get us back. Jesus told the parable about 100 sheep, and if one strays, He'll go and try to get it back. James says that if one of you do err from the truth and stray from the path, one of you that will try to get him back. And whoever converts a sinner, when we get into sin, we're sinners.
Yes.
I can choose to get into sin. I can choose to murder my wife on the way home from church tonight, if she was riding with me. She's in a different car. I mean, I have a choice. I can choose to do that if I wanted to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm a child of God.
Thank you, Lord.
But I can still always have, the devil will pull on us. Where we're weak, that's where he pulls on you to pull you down. He's like a wolf. You know, a wolf will look for the weak one in the pack, and they'll attack the weak one. The devil will attack us where we're weak.
That's right.
If we get down in an area, the devil will be right there to try to get us, try to destroy us. He goes about like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. Lions, they go after the weak and the herd. The devil's like that. And young, yes. So that's why we should, especially when you're young Christians, we need to all be together in church. That's why it says that we should not forsake the assemblies of ourselves together. Because we need to be in church.
Yes.
We need to be encouraging one another to live right and walk right.
Glory.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
But there's a certain fearful looking for us of judgment and indignation which shall devour the adversaries. You're with Christ, and then when you resist Christ, when you resist God, and you decide to do your own thing, then you become His adversary. All right? He that despised Moses' law died without mercy under 2 or 3 witnesses. How much sorer punishment? That was the old covenant. Now we're under the new covenant. How much sorer punishment, suppose ye, shall he be thought worthy, who hath trodden underfoot the Son of God, and hath counted the blood of the covenant wherewith he was sanctified. That means made holy. He was living holy. He was sanctified. He was walking in righteousness. But he counted that as an unholy thing, and hath done despite unto the Spirit of grace. You see, God's grace made provision for us to be delivered from sin. When we choose to walk back into sin, we've done despite to the Spirit of grace. We've trodden underfoot the blood of Christ, wherewith we were sanctified. For we know him that hath said, vengeance belongeth to me, I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. His people. The Bible says judgment begins in the house of God. Now the Scripture says, if the righteous scarcely be saved, what will the unrighteous be? Jesus said, the way is straight and narrow. Wide is the path that leads to destruction, and many there be that find it. It's not a wide path to God. It's a narrow path. It's only through Jesus Christ.
Yes.
When living right. It's only through Jesus.
Amen.
Only through Jesus. For it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. It's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living God. Jesus said, don't be afraid of the man who can kill your body. Be afraid of somebody who can not only kill your body, but can also throw you in hellfire.
Yes.
Jesus, one day we're going to stand before God in judgment. It's appointed once unto man to die, and then the judgment. We're going to all stand before God, every one of us. As a minister, I have to understand that if I don't tell people the truth, their blood's going to be on my hands.
That's right.
I'll have people say, well, Pastor Mike didn't tell me that if I do that I'll go to hell. But if I tell them, then they may not like me now. But that's okay, because one day I'm going to stand before God, and I'm going to hear my Father say, well done, my good and faithful servant. You obeyed, and you told them what I told you to tell them. I want to preach what the Lord tells me to tell them.